room, Jerry. It's not supposed to go live, but we are live now. Chasing Dirt
Thank
Show
you.
Monday.
We're that professional, aren't we?
I told the guy at the software, Manny. I said it's going live as soon as I let you in the room. It shouldn't do that, but anyway, 28th of July. Can you believe it? August is around the corner, man.
It's crazy. Like
Cheers, bro.
absolutely crazy. I was just sitting here thinking to myself, like I'm making some appointments. I'm like, it's August already. But hey, when you're a couple of great guys having a blast
Having a
and you're
blast.
doing your own TV internet show, come on, you know.
Now we've gotten a lot of views, so I appreciate those. I think you as well, but we appreciate those looking at what we're doing. Again, we're going to keep this like 15 to 20 minutes. There'll be replays. We are shooting the Daily Show every Monday at 4 p.m. East Coast time, and every Friday at 11 a.m. We are cross pollinating across YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. So we're like multi-channel
Cross pollinating.
janitorial guys, I guess. No, but I think the
We are
passion
out
here is
on those platforms. That's
those
what it is,
platforms.
Jack.
Yeah. So here at Route, this is one of the platforms. We're powered by Route. If you don't know what Route is, check out getroute.com. We are building some cool tools. I'll talk a little bit about it. If you missed the episode last Friday, we did a whole demo of what we're building out and launching next month. So we're excited about that. But what we want to do is, for those first-time watchers or viewers, is really just take a dive into this topic that Jerry and I are bumping into through our coaching and mentorship program we're doing through Route. So that's another component of what we're doing. And if anyone has any questions, any comments, drop us an email, Jerry at GetRoute or Jack at GetRoute.com. And we'd be love to have a conversation around what we have. Again, my experience, and I think this is where we've talked about, but makes kind of Jerry and I a good kind of 1-2 punch is I came from the manufacturer distribution side. So I have perspective of the cleaning business. Jerry has his from running and exiting a multi-million dollar commercial contract cleaner. So you kind of get this best of both worlds of opinions, positions, and perspectives, I guess is the best way to say it. So
Yeah, yeah. I think the best part about what we bring to the show and what we bring to people who are listening is the fact that we've kind of been there and done that. We've made the mistakes that we don't want to see people make, and so our goal, not only through the show, but also through mentorship and coaching, one on one, our goal is to help you not make those same mistakes. And so, listen, some of the mistakes that were made in my time were expensive ones. So if you can understand what it means not to make a mistake, then yeah, a lot of times we help people avoid those pitfalls for sure. So, but it's a lot of fun. We're having a great time. Getting a lot of traction with the Chasing Dirt show, and so it's really exciting. So it's kind of cool
geek,
what's going
geek
on.
out on cleaning, commercial cleaning, any cleaning, of course. Uh, we'll say this: if anybody has a topic, drop us an email. If anybody wants to be a guest on, so every Friday, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to bring on someone offering a unique perspective or a unique angle. Again, not a sales angle necessarily, but just something to think about. So we had a couple Fridays ago, we had bags on. So if you've got QuickBooks, you don't have a fractional CFO, much less a CFO, they do some great things. So catch that episode. If you're not sure what it's about, drop me an email. I'll be happy to share that episode with you. This Friday, we've got a special guest, the founder of Hamper App. Hamper App. So it is a linen basic application, and I'm just like, how does that tie into commercial cleaning? And they're pursuing a whole angle with the mops, with the microfiber cloths, with cloths in general, is being that laundry system, so that rather than having to have 20 dish, washing machines, scattered throughout all your accounts, they have a place and a format that they can get those back, wash them, get them back to you. And so I'm interested to see how his angle is with the commercial cleaning side. So we'll have the founder and president of that on board, Jorge Rodriguez. So looking forward to that this Friday again, 11 a.m. East Coast time.
That's awesome.
That said, topic of the day. I don't know. Maybe I'm just again. I'm a geek on cleaning overall, but I love tag work. I love talking tag work because the way I look at it is SOW. If you don't know what SOW is, that's share of wallet. So within your clients, every one of your clients, there is an amount they're willing to spend on cleaning. And that if you have the contract, that's one amount, but that share of wallet opportunity is a huge other component. And Jerry, I don't know in your former life, that was a focus, right? That has to be a focus.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's number one, it's what makes you we like to say more sticky with your customers. Gives you the ability to offer and take care of more problems that might be on their list of things to get done. And anytime we can offer or make ourselves problem solvers for building owners, property managers, facility managers, contract people, the better off we become. And that partnership and that relationship and building a culture of working together, that's a big deal. And so tag work is a huge part of it. It probably in my business, probably maybe up 25-30% of my business overall. Um, so yeah, there's some great avenues out there. And before we get done, I'll give you a kind of 3 or 4 pro tips on how to make tag work and how to get information out there. So I've got a list of things we can do here. But yeah, I think it's a big deal. And there are great times to do it and great times of the year to really push it. And this is one of those times of the year right now, heading into the fall before school starts, people ready to get their buildings, their schools, their churches, their banks, doctor's offices, a lot of extra stuff done right now. So
Yeah. I made a little list, and again, add to this, but just what is tag jobs? Everybody knows strip and finish, strip and recoat, strip and wax, whatever it may be, scrub and recoat floors. But I want to talk about, let's go through my list real quick. Aerial drone. So we'll talk
yeah,
about that. You may not have our aerial drone, but we'll talk about aerial drone exterior cleaning. Bird control services, meaning spikes, netting, break room supply management, day porter services, deep cleaning and disinfecting. Again, think back to COVID. This was one that came up last week in a big conversation, and someone made a killer amount of money on it. Event setup and cleanup, something that you don't really think about.
yeah. I was getting ready to point that out. Event venue cleanup is a big deal.
I think that
School
opens the
deep.
door for other opportunities. But
Yeah,
exterior parking lot cleaning, exterior pressure washing. Again, we talked about hard floor, strip and finish, strip and recoat, or scrub and recoat, high dusting, even light bulb maintenance, getting the light
yeah.
handyman, light duty handyman service, post construction cleanup or remodel cleanup, soft floor maintenance, which is carpet extraction, shampooing, all that good stuff. Another one that's taking off like gangbusters, solar panel cleaning.
Mhm.
More and more roofs are getting solar panels, much less more and more towns are getting solar panels in their towns, and some serious acreage, serious panels. Upholstery and carpet, vendor managed inventory, VMI, taking care of their inventory as a tag job, and then window cleaning exterior. So those are some that I had on my list that were.
Yeah.
Anything else catches
Yeah,
your?
a couple more good ones. Just ones to keep in mind. Um, School deep cleans like preschool, kindergarten, daycares, even regular schools, but private schools, doing a lot of deep cleaning. And another kind of a pro tip to add to that is bundle in your floor care work, carpet, VCT, and then even restroom restoration, going through from and really detail out the restrooms for them. A lot of schools had summer camps and things going on that might, that might need help. Also, another one I thought of that we used is office move in and move out cleans. Helping out with that. Event cleans, like you mentioned, Jack. That's a great one. Pressure washing, which I think is we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then even um, there are a lot of Airbnbs. I know this is not on the commercial side technically, but there's a lot of our companies that listen to our show um, that do both residential and commercial. But this is a great time of year to do, especially if you're in a college town or and your business picks up for football season, and your Airbnb is doing a deep clean. Um, you know, Making sure that they've got the place cleaned up, touched up paint wise, and some of the things that they can that you could offer there as well. So, and that's probably more for our customers to do residential and commercial. So,
Yeah, and I think we threw some of these out. I'll bring two up really quick. And I just realized as I'm drinking my drink, I'm giving free advertising to Spartan. So Spartan, and I guess any company out there that wants Jerry and I to advertise for them, send us a coffee mug, send us a Yeti. We'll drink and
Well, and along with sponsorship of $1,000 a show. So
that's it kicks it in as well. But no, I think when we had this conversation with one of our mentees a couple of 3 weeks ago, I think it was, she was asking how to get into the tag work. How do I price it? And I think the first thing we talked with her about is really what can you do today versus what you can't do. I would say, dare say, most of you out there cannot do aerial drone cleaning because you haven't made the investment. But what we're seeing is there is a buku number of people entering the market with aerial drones, and that's all they're doing. There's some companies that come there and say we're adding that as an add-on, but there's companies that do nothing but aerial drone. Same thing with solar panel. Maybe that's not your sweet spot as well. Maybe even scrubbing recoat or strip and finish jobs may not be a sweet spot for you. I would encourage you, and again, this ties to Route Marketplace, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But this is where you go out and you find those strategic partners that they do a really good job with the drones. They do a really good job with the strip and recoat. So find those things you can do, start pursuing them. Those things you can't do, start looking around the market to say who does that well that I can partner with. Again, may not seem like a big deal now, but I was talking to a guy at ISSA this last year, and he usually got this church steeple. It was down in Georgia, down the southeast. I can't remember exactly where it was, but he would get this every 10 to 15 years. He would get this job for a church cleaning the steeples.
hmm.
And the whole project was about a 2.5 week project. And bulk of that project was just getting the scaffolding up to actually
Yeah,
go up there and
yeah.
power wash the steeple. He came in with a drone, and I don't quote me on the price, but the price was over 15, over $20,000. It was some large number, and most of that being scaffolding. But he came in with a drone, quoted the project. I think he came in around 30%, 30% of
Mhm.
what normally would have cost. And he's able to do it in 2 days. And his profit was higher, the less headaches because it was scaffolding, wasn't coordinating on this stuff. But stuff like that, I heard a story from a guy also I used to say I met. He's up in Boston, does not have a stripping coating, recoat or stripping finish team. He went out and found a contractor that didn't really have a great marketing, great sales vehicle, but they did a great job on floors. He found a school that was kind of up against the window of getting opened, and he went in there, and the profit he made on that him because he found a partner that he trusted. He was like-minded, but B, because the time frame of the school opening up was so close, he was able to get a little more margins than he normally would.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think find what you can do, start going after it, build some marketing around it, make sure it's in your website, make sure it's in your sales, paraphernalia that you're going out with. But those things you can do, really look at those partners in the market. And again, that's what we'll do with Route Marketplaces, really help you find those strategic partners of services you don't provide.
Yeah. Yeah, and Jack, if you don't mind, I put together just a real quick kind of four pro tips to get more tag work, especially in the next 2 weeks here. Here's some quick things you can do, and this is gold. This is big gold right here. So make sure you write this down. But the first thing you do is send out a late summer service menu to all your past and current clients. Let them know what you're doing, what services you add. And we just gave you probably 10 right there. And if you can do those either with your team or through partnerships with contractors, send something out, whether it's an email, whether it's some kind of flyer, getting it out to your current customers and past customers. That's a great deal. Partner with contractors, real estate agents, property managers, and ask them for referral tag work. Do you know of anybody? That's a big thing. So if you're a larger company, you got salespeople, or if you've got a customer service person, just reach out to those people that are in your network and community and see what they have. And then here's a big one: offers same week availability promotions for urgent needs. Say we can get it done this week, and just make it happen. And typically, we don't call it emergency, but we can treat it a little bit like that. And your margins, like Jack mentioned, are probably a little bit bigger because you're gonna readjust scheduling, and you're gonna make sure you take care of that for your customer or for a one-off job, which later could lead to you getting the opportunity to do janitorial bid for that organization. So don't just focus on just your customers, focus on past customers that you might be trying to get, or people in your ideal customer profile that you'd like to get. Maybe drop something off to help them. And then the last thing I would suggest to this is bundle your services. It might be stripping and waxing, restroom restoration, like we talked about, pressure washing, window washing. Bundle it all together. Give them an outstanding price. Get your team over there, bombard the place, get it all done for them, and I think you'll see great results from that. Um, and get in, even if you need to use Chat GPT and just say, here are a list of my services. Here's what I want to offer people. Um, Put it together in a one page flyer for me. Even if you got to go drop them off. We work with so many companies that are under $1 million, and they're all their first thing is, well, how do I do that? Well, a little bit of hustle. The dream is free, right? But the hustle costs, and so we gotta get out there and make it happen. And so that tag work, typically you can land 50% easy on that, 40 to 50% profit, and you want to get out there and generate some income, generate some cash, so that some of the new bids that you're going to get the opportunity to bid on here in the fall. It will give you operating money to be able to take on those kind of jobs. So those are just four things that I think you should really work on. And the biggest one is same week of availability. Promoting for urgent needs, telling people, hey, I can get this done for you. Um, I would, during this time of year when I ran my business, I would typically say yes to pretty much anything that came in. And my managers and floor crew and everybody just be like, you're killing us, Bones. But I was able to reward them for the hard work, but it helped us get in positions where we could possibly have an opportunity to bid on janitorial for, say we drop something off at a daycare. Hey, we're willing to do deep cleans. They're like, man, I was just looking for somebody to do a deep clean. Can you do floors and carpets as well? Yes. And so before the teachers came in and set up their stuff, we went in, stripped and waxed, pulled all the carpets, the square carpets out, cleaned them all, did a detail clean, and it was probably a $35 to $4,000 hit in 2 days. So those are just some ideas, some things to use as you're thinking about what can I do to generate, some tag work here at the end of the summer.
I'll add two other things to that as well. I think use your vendor community. So those
Yeah,
vendors that you buy from, guess
yeah,
what? They're knocking on doors all day long. They see opportunities. They're dealing with property managers, dealing with owners, facility managers. So tap into those folks. And if you don't say it, they won't know it. But let
yeah,
them know that you are looking for opportunities, because every time they bring you an opportunity, they get more sales as well. So
yeah,
really tap into that vendor community. Second thing, your sales team, whether you're the owner doing the walkthroughs or you got a salesperson do the walkthroughs. When you're doing that walkthrough, don't look for just what they're asking for.
yeah,
What are those upsell opportunities? And I think that's when you start to identify those upsell opportunities. I would not put a price on it, but I would let them know as part of the contract, this is additional services that we do. Contact us
yeah,
for a price, because they may not call you for 2 years and you don't want to lock yourself in. But if you can identify those additional upsell, cross sell opportunities, the opportunity then is, if hopefully you're using technology, and if you're not, feel free to reach out to Jerry and I. We're working right now on a CRM program as well that we can roll out with ties to marketing. But if you identify those opportunities for upsell, cross sell, we get that into your database, your CRM. All of a sudden now, all you got to do is turn on a marketing tool to say, hey, listen, grab everyone who's potentially for drone cleaning.
yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you can do direct marketing with that as soon as you line up a partner. So just a lot of cool things you can do.
Yeah, and I'll throw out one more that I'm a little bit of a football fanatic. This Jack, by the way, this is the last Thursday coming up that there won't be football until February. So I just want to let everybody
Wow.
know that. But
It is fall.
um, but think about your local high schools, local universities, colleges. Um, in our area, we've got minor league hockey, minor league baseball, and all those guys have locker rooms. And there's a couple of systems out that are really good at cleaning bathrooms, and Jack can help us with who we want to promote there. But bathroom cleaning systems that are really, really great systems, and you could offer that um, as a tag work, as an additional thing to those universities. You might not get a full university contract or even a partial one, but you might get the opportunity to get in and be able to bid on other things. And typically, you can get under a state contract for just that piece. You go, I'm cleaning bathrooms on Saturday nights and Sunday mornings after football games. And before you know it, they're like, hey, can we add this to your contract? Can we add this? Now all of a sudden, you're doing university dorm cleanups in between fall semester and summer camps that university was holding, window cleaning, floor care. Next thing you know, we did this. We got a phone call. Hey, we're getting a new president. We want the university, the presidential house clean, top to bottom, inside and out. And it was a $5,000 hit over a weekend. So I mean, make sure you're thinking outside of your box, but inside of your abilities. So just keep that in mind. That was a good one right there. I think we ought
Yeah,
to coin that.
I think
So
we're solid on that. So that's that. Now, speaking of subcontract, just so you know, so we are going with a soft launch with Marketplace. Again, connecting contractors to contractors for primes with subs with looking for work, primes with work. I've got in the show notes the ability to kind of get into the wait list. Right now, I'm actively looking in 20 markets for subcontractors. This number is going to only start to grow. And again, we're not live with the system, but what I'm doing is I'm white gloving a lot of this stuff. And just today, just give you a heads up, Providence, Rhode Island, I'm looking for contractors. We've got probably 4 or 5 locations that are going to be 5-day a week service. So I'm going through right now and plugging in contractors that I'm aware of through Google search, trying to get the contact information so that if you do get an email, great. I think the other market that's going to be hot here in that came through was McAllen, Texas. So I went through and I plugged in who I could plug in. And again, these are all companies, these dots behind it. But if you don't see or you want to make sure that you're in our database, take a look at the notes. There's no cost to be a subcontractor in this thing. If you are a prime contractor, I can run lists like you wouldn't believe. So I just ran one for that Providence location, and within 5 minutes, we had 20 companies that had all the contact information, the addresses, how far they were from the zip codes. I can do this across 100 markets within 5 minutes. So if you're a prime, interested in learning more, getting a demo, let me know. If you're a sub, it's just a sub. This is kind of a passive way to get revenue coming in through potential opportunities. And the way I look at it, if you're a contractor and you say, I'm really not interested in subcontracting, the way I say it and the way I said it Friday, would you rather know about the opportunity, see it, look at the details and pass on it, or not see it at all? And I think that's the way I'm looking
true.
at it right now. So
Yeah, it's easier to pass on than never see it. So
yeah. So Austin came up too as well. But you see the map here. We're basically getting contractors into the system, and they will start to getting email notifications as these deals start to come through. So again, primes, if you're interested in kind of doing a bulk search, quickly I get that back to you. If you're a sub, just being out there looking for opportunities. And the last thing, even if you are a subcontractor in some situations, I talked to someone the other day that was in post construction. She was in Utah. She was a great person, but she's trying to now take her services and expand them. And I go, well, if you can find the clients, I can find the potential like-minded partners for you. I can do that within 10 minutes. So let me know the markets you want to grow into. I'll go through and find those that are in post construction. Boom, we'll connect you. Now you're the prime, not the sub.
So Jack, if I'm out there and feel like I'm on my own and not getting great referrals and I'm looking for more work and I don't mind being a sub, what's the best way to get into this list? How do I get a hold of you to be able to do that? Because to me that that I wish we had something like this when I was young in the industry. So
Yeah, take a look at the show notes. There's a link that you can get on the wait list. That's option A. Option B, just reach out to me via jack@getroute.com. I'll send you a link for a meeting. We'll jump on. I'll give you a demo. Again, I think it's early adopters are going to jump on this and take a lot of advantage. We're working with a company out of the Michigan market that's well known, but they're now going out to every one of their clients and they say, listen, if you have multi-unit locations across the United States, we want to know about those because we think we can consolidate your vendor base. So a lot of proactive things being done with some larger companies. So that'll be beneficial for a lot of good people, both big and small. So
It's awesome. That's
I
great.
think that's it for today. So we'll be on again Friday at 11 a.m. East Coast time. Questions, feel free. Again, Jerry at getroute.com, Jack at getroute.com. And any comments, quite honestly, Jerry, maybe I'm a glutton for pain, but I'm looking forward to negative comments just to see who's out there going to be a hater. Because
Really?
if you're stroking both sides of the fire, there's some haters and some lovers. Hey, we're doing something right?
I don't know if I'm ready for haters yet. I think we need all the love we can get right now. So
That's true too. So be nice in your hate, but anything we can do better, let us know.
we're giving
Again,
them we're giving them great opportunities. They got to love on us first. So
That's true. So we're not looking to pitch or sell, but we are kind of looking to kind of make you aware of what we're doing. Again, training, mentorship, consulting, the marketplace. We are powered by Route, but we're out here to help you guys grow your business. Lean on us. Let us know how we can help you. So, Jerry, good to see you again.
all right, man. Good to see everybody. Have a great week. We'll see you on Friday.